Yo, yeah. This this is why I don't really mess with my audio once I start streaming. You should be able to hear the music now. Let me be quiet so you can. I can see it on the meter. But yeah, these headphones, yeah, it's faint, but I can hear it. Well, that's a bloody shame. It's so soothing. I don't know why. You should be able to hear that very well. Having a chef would be nice though. I enjoy cooking sometimes, but having someone else to live in and cook all my meals would be beautiful. So is that what you're going to spend your money on? Chefs? Fair enough. Oh wait. Icebreaker. Nothing beats cooking your own food. Your personal chef might poison you. What then? Back at square one. Nah, I'm playing. Levels wise, how does that sound? Check. 1. 1, 2. We there? Levels is good. Everything is good. So hold on. That means you can. So I had the gate set up to not let lots of noise through. So now that I've adjusted it, is the audio noisy or does it still sound clean? Yeah, I can't hear the music out of this either. Should I make this microphone dynamic so that it picks up front and back? Let's try. One sec. Let's see what you hear now. Can you hear it any better now? Let me know. I would definitely travel the world and stay in the most beautiful hotels. I'd have a 3-day weekend and I would eat everywhere. See, we need to be thinking bigger than this now though. I'd do the 10 out of 10 personal care, travel, weekly massages, all of that. I get all of that. I'm happy with the small things. You said you would travel the world and stay in the most beautiful hotels. How is that a small thing? You're crazy out here. That's a big thing. That's a big deal. What are you talking about? It is not. So I'm saying, this is your mindset when you're already rich. That's why you don't think it's nothing. You're like, I'm already doing all of that. This is me. Yeah? You eat caviar for breakfast. Just because. But what? Okay. Let's switch up your question a little bit. What good things for other people would you do with your money? You laughed at the caviar thing, yeah? Good to know. Eating seafood boils on a regular, yeah? Get them a house. Who's them? What, just anyone that asks? Make sure they're straight for life. Who are these people that you're taking care of? Just anyone. The people I love. Or is it like you love the people, like everyone? Here's my question. What would you sacrifice to be a billionaire? What? You won't need a car if you're that rich. You may as well chop her everywhere. Exactly. Wow. Okay. So what would you sacrifice to be a billionaire? That's what... Oh, your car? Get out of here. That's not gonna cut it. Come on. What's the highest price you would pay? Or what exactly would you give up? Would you give up a kidney, for instance, to be made a billionaire? There's a restriction. It's got to be something that means a lot to you that you would give up. I'm not saying your car don't mean a lot to you, but a car for $1 billion? No. Come on. Like, really, really challenge yourself to think about what it is you would sacrifice to be a billionaire. I'm good living my life. Oh. I'm telling Adam. Sorry, you can't take it back now. I'm telling him when we play Grand Theft Auto next. I don't want to give up anything. Listen, why don't you answer the question properly? What is this? I'm telling Adam though, seriously. I thought you were going to say you'd give up battered chips. I thought that'd be an easy... I thought that'd be an easy one for you. You didn't like my answer. Can you hear the music better, by the way? Because I've made the microphone so it now does the front and back, as opposed to cardioid, which is everything at the front. If you can't hear the music any better, let me know and I'll turn it off. Slightly better, a lot better, clearer. You're not very good at this, are you? Where's the roll eyes emoji? I don't know. Why would you need to roll your eyes in here anyway? It's not faint anymore. I didn't realize there was music on, but also my kids be loud. It's meant to be, you know, subtle. Like, this is what I imagine you would hear when you, if you believe in heaven and all of that. It's the kind of music you hear when you're about to check in. It's just calm, very low, not loud. Do you know what I didn't realize? You know when you go to like coffee shops and you know the sound of chatter, or like in bars, and a lot of these places consider acoustics. I didn't even realize this. I just always thought they were ridiculously loud. But no, it's factored into the building's design. They sometimes put diffusion in the ceilings, and I was like, when I started noticing this stuff, I was like, damn. No wonder like people like being in coffee shops and stuff so much. Like, they're like, oh, I love the atmosphere. It's because it's been, yeah, anyway. So it's meant to sound pleasant. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, it comes up on the screen. That's pretty cool. Thank you. 4 months, eh? Hey! Let me guess. Ryan, with an E, from Texas. What'd he do? What'd he do? You just missed out. If you came in earlier, you would have gotten free subs. We had someone in here making it rain. Giving out free subs to everyone. Facts. I heard Bill Cosby's free. What's everyone got to say about that? Hey, hey, hey. Love for turning up. Hit that follow button and see what happens on the screen. Plus you get a little sound effect. What? I think he did it, sorry. Whether you think he did it or not, the man is free. They are rude. It's Cosby's world now. I don't care. I hear that. The world has moved on. But I'm not as bothered than I was with R. Kelly. Ooh. I mean, I still think he's a sexual deviant. I guess he was a product of his time. He's saying everyone was doing quaaludes or whatever. Like people were just popping them things, so... Doesn't make it okay, no doubt. No one's saying it does. Never. But also, well, someone pull it up. How is he free? For sure. I'm surprised all these people came forward and nothing. He's going to die soon with a tarnished legacy. Something about a previous case got him freed. Let me see. Let me find out what happened. Because this is interesting. Right, let's see what BBC News has to say. It's been overturned. Okay. He had been found guilty of drugging and molesting ex-basketball player Andrea Constant in 2004. Right. Dozens of women have come forward. He was convicted in 2018. Yep. What's the problem now? The judges found that the testimony from accusers unrelated to the case had tainted the trial. Whoa. Oh. The statute of limitations basically meant that some of the women who came forward weren't allowed to bring their case to court. Ouch. There's a 79-page. Yeah, no, I can't read all of that, but wow. Fair enough. I'll still rate his work like R. Kelly, but people like this make me sick. No doubt, 100%. Probably shouldn't even have brought this up. It kind of lowered the tone of the room, haven't I? But yeah, I feel you on that. Rape is not okay, by the way. No one is saying it's okay. I hope no one's saying it's okay. This was the icebreaker, by the way. If money or time wasn't an option, what would you do? So far we've had travel, personal chefs. I said like things like massages, the best food. I also said travel as well. Travel's quite popular. Upgrade my infrastructure. What else would I do with unlimited money and time? Obviously, I would probably start some type of foundation. Maybe also put money into cases where people are... No. Careful with that charity talk. Charity is not necessarily an industry we've traditionally benefited from. Not really. what I would do is put money towards people being defended by the best attorneys in situations where, you know what I mean, it's like big bank versus little bank. So you're being harassed by an employer, for instance, and when you go to try and take your case to court, the way they scare you off is with these inflated lawyer fees. I would make sure that you're alright and get you a lawyer who could fight their lawyer. I'd have to buy a house as well. The economy and property market is very different now, but it would be nice to actually step into home ownership. For sure, for sure. I think I scared Ryan away. Ryan's gone. May as well buy a whole street. Or two. Buy a whole bloody, like, part of London. Like, oh, I like this borough. Just buy all of it. If you have money like that, then yeah. I tell you what, if I did have money like that, I would get rid of some of these. You know these samey buildings? Hey, Ryan. Oh, I thought I lost you for a moment. Slowly but surely. What do you do, by the way, Ryan? You're like a counselor? You give me counselor vibes. Or you're like a surgeon. You give me surgeon vibes too. Or, what else might you do? You don't look like an accountant. Not sure. What do you... Yeah, tell me what you do. If you say something like clinical research. I was in the ballpark. Sounds good. What kind of clinical research? What, studies? My sister's in the chat. She's into all of that stuff. I have worked in the charity sector, so I'm a bit biased, but I would say going to the charities are non-profit specific to disadvantaged youth and black businesses, etc., not the general national charities. For sure. Definitely. I was in the ballpark though. Yes. Don't worry, you have the... Yeah, I saw it. I could kind of see the look. It makes sense. It fits. What kind of studies do you lot do, or what is it? Are you even at liberty to say? Is it something like that? And have you been vaccinated? You don't have to answer that. I'm just messing with you. So how... Okay, my Shani, back to you. How do you... What? You'd have to start up your own charity? Is that what you're saying? Not saying nothing. I hear you. About the vaccine or about the studies? You could tell us something about the studies, right? Or the type of things you study. And okay, how long do your studies usually take place over? 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 6 months? Would you ever participate in a study like how you've got the kind of the inside view on these things? Would you, if you weren't in your profession, would you take part in some of these studies? Or clinical research, I should say. I haven't, but I definitely received the text. Years and years. Boy. Do you find that, like, is that exciting to you or scary? That, you know what I mean? Like, for every study that's done above board, so let's say the things you're studying are things like you morally are like, yeah, I'm with it. I understand why we need to do that. Does it not, like, go through your mind that imagine the studies that aren't sanctioned that are going on and over how long people have been observing these results? No need. Fair enough. I'm not sick, but I can appreciate modern medicine at times. So, I'll ask you some more questions offline sometime. You can become a registered charity or social enterprise, or you can find the right grassroots non-profit or an organization where you can visit and see the work they do, then you give. Okay, like philanthropy, like hold like a gala and invite everyone, and whoever gives you the best pitch gets the check. Then they all have to sing for their dinner. You'll be able to tell who's who by how they arrive, how they carry themselves, and how they kind of express the need for what they want. But isn't it just like, sometimes isn't it upsetting to think that there are some people who were born with so much money at their disposal, like everything you could possibly, like for them it's like there's nothing they can think of, or maybe they've gotten to a point where there's nothing they've ever thought of where they're like, I can't throw money at this. You know, and then other people have to like fight and scrape and pull themselves up, only realizing at some point you're not actually doing this for yourself. You're doing this for maybe 2 generations later to give them an equitable start. It's, yeah. That money, when you really think about money and who holds all the wealth in the world and stuff, you're like, oof. I don't know, you know. I think it's more upsetting to think how little some are born with. But this is what I'm saying. I'm saying when you have the point of view that, when you realize that, right, there are some people who have actually never, ever, ever, ever had to think of money in the way everyone else, like the majority, have to. It's crazy. I heard about the donkey sanctuary for 3 years when I was doing my degree. It gets so much money. What the hell is the donkey sanctuary? Let me have a look. Is that a place where donkeys live? If it's not, I'm going to be disappointed. The donkey sanctuary. Is an international animal welfare and rescue charity transforming the quality of life for donkeys, mules, and people worldwide. Donkeys, mules, then people. Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. Fair enough. Does Shrek have anything to do with this? Why they get so much money? That is a pretty donkey, by the way. Oh, it's not a donkey, it's a mule. Dottie the mule. Their website looks really good. Also, okay, I love to be rich. 1, but I'm lucky to be midpoint in the world. Also, mini rant. Some universities are registered charities, which is foolishness. Uni is a business, tuition fee and for profit. Meh. Fair enough. What universities are those that are registered charity? Maybe they're registered charities so they get tax breaks and so they don't have to declare their books. I know with some organizations that's really why they, you know, it's a front for other nefarious reasons. It stresses me out how much more people deal with animal charities over people charities. Listen, when I can tell you about how some people love animals more than people, where it's like, you know, they do the whole, no little, we should save the foxes and feed the foxes, and they'll walk past the people who need food, and I'm just like, yo, mud. I feel it just tugs on the heartstrings. People feel sorry for the donkeys, so they give money. But that's what I'm saying. Is it not tied to something like Shrek, where they saw the donkey in it, and then they're like, oh, we really, really love donkeys? Just like, I swear, there was an uptick in kind of the popularity of meerkats once them advertising people were doing the meerkat thingies. Those are weird. I wonder about those types. Hey, you know? It's partly why, I guess, sometimes you see these homeless people, they keep pets. Otherwise, people will literally just Ray Charles them. You know, walk past man who needs food or needs a little change or even like a blanket, some socks. Soon as he has a dog, oh my. You know what I mean? All of a sudden you're seeing loads of tins and stuff. I'm like, hang on. And the tins are dog food. Like, so they feed the dog more than they would feed. Oh my. I was alright, fair enough. Universities fall under the loophole of fulfilling one of the 13 charitable purposes the advancement of education. Example, the University of Chichester is a registered charity. That means universities can fundraise as well. But don't they have to give back money to the students or use it to fund departments and X, Y, Z? And but yeah, I understand. But well, you learnt about this stuff, so let me ask you: isn't one of the when you're a charity, don't isn't the way you file, in the way you handle your books and stuff, isn't it different? Like there are certain things you don't need to declare, or how does yeah, I don't know. Even them 13 charitable principles, I need to know more about that actually, because I'm thinking of applying for funding for some of these stories that I want to tell and stuff. Because I see all the time when you look at these funding bodies, like they almost prioritize non-profits and charities and foundations, and it's like, but the brief is the same. It's, can you tell a story that will benefit, like disadvantaged communities, blah blah blah. Yes, so why are they getting heavier consideration than someone who purely wants to tell the story the best way possible? I'm like, if can't beat them, join them. I was never going to have this uni is a business conversation with my lecturer because she wouldn't have been happy with me. Uni is a business as far as I'm concerned. Fair enough. Well, especially when you have to contend with the fact that the people who voted on tuition fees were people who never paid tuition fees because university was free at that time. Kind of wild, wasn't it? And then they voted to increase it threefold. And then the next government voted to increase it threefold again. It's like, phew, the cost of education should be going down, not up. Really and truly, when you really consider, like, even things like books and paper, and it's not that much led by that stuff anymore. It's more technology based in some cases. In other cases, even things like mechanical engineering and such, things are mostly modular now. Like you just you plug things in, it runs a diagnostic. You do what the diagnostic says. Take this part out, replace it with another one. It's not the same. Engineering and such is not even the same anymore. So, yeah. My lecturer also tried to tell me that elitism at university didn't exist as well, which baffled me. What do you mean? Elitism in what way? Everyone else in here who's lurking, drop a message. Let me know you're in here. Let me know you're up in this biz. Also, have you noticed? Rearranged my my bookshelf. I don't know if you. Well, last week you wouldn't have been able to see it properly because the quality was so poor. But yeah, I got my comics and stuff down here. Got my books. Bloody hell, man. Wrong way. My books are here. Got some more actually. Let me take this down. Got some black books up in here as well. We got some CLR James. We got my guy that won the Booker Prize. Oh my, what's his name? Marlon James. There you go, James and James. Way. A brief history of 7 killings. We got Paulo Coelho. We got The Alchemist and such up in here. Raymond Chandler, The Big Sleep. We got the Pixar book, Creativity Inc. Yeah, we got some good stuff up in here. Nah, I gotta lie to you, Tagwan. Have a look at yours. Straight nonsense. Most UK universities will still benefit white middle class students the most. Wealth, nepotism, and not that great social mobility for students from lower income backgrounds. They're exceptions, but there's a pattern for a reason. I feel you. What do you think is like I wouldn't say the recourse, but how do we kind of remedy that? What do you think? Because I was having some thoughts when I was at uni that if you kind of know going into it what degrees are offering the highest odds for success, would that change things for some people? Because some people are only at university, you know, under the pressure of their family. You absolutely must go to university before you do anything else. Maybe they might not have chosen certain degrees if they knew just how little their prospects would be if they tried to pursue a career in it. Myself included. Maybe would I have still gone the way I went, knowing how little kind of a film, television, and new media background. It's not really, people favor journalism over people who have practical filmmaking and storytelling skills. It's weird. Like, journalism, and the kind of journalism is, it's usually just the kind of the, what they dine home on is the fact that you can research at an elite level. Storytellers can do that too. You know, like, yeah. And then you realize that, and there's not much in it intellectually. The person who's doing the creative side of it, like the more creative side of it, is probably the more skilled professional of the two. The other one just has more of a penchant for, like I say, for research as a specialism, but don't sleep on the people who are creative enough to take the idea and execute it. But yeah, that's what I noticed with university, where it was like, just a subtle change in what I specialized in would have made me probably 3 or 4 times more employable. It's weird. All charities have to register with the Charity Commission and must demonstrate that they can fulfill one of the 13 charitable purposes. Alright, hit us with all 13. Go on, the floor is yours. For anyone who's just joining the chat, this was the icebreaker, by the way. And the reason we're on the topic of charities and sort of philanthropy is, basically, if you had all the money in the world, after you've done everything you wanted to do, or most of the things you immediately wanted to do and experience, what would you do for the benefit of other people? So that's kind of where charity came up. But when I heard the word charity, I wouldn't say I got triggered, but I was a bit like, charity hasn't necessarily worked for us, so I don't like that word. But I'm trying to understand more, and luckily we have a charity expert in the building. Someone who studied this stuff. My sister. So, yeah, go for it. Tell me all these 13 charitable purposes. One of them is the advancement of education. I know that one, because that's how certain universities manage to, well, I've been educated. That's how certain universities manage to get charitable status. But yeah, tell us the other 12. Take your time. Reach back in on the streets again. Okay, let's read through these. Check. 1, 2. I'm a sound. The prevention or relief of poverty. That's 1. The advancement of education. That's 2. The advancement of religion. Okay, that's interesting. Number 3. The advancement of health or the saving of lives. 4. The advancement of citizenship or community development. What's that, 6? The advancement of the arts, culture, heritage, or science. 7. The advancement of amateur sport. That's 8. The advancement of human rights. 9. Oh, hang on. The advancement of human rights, conflict resolution, or reconciliation, or the promotion of religious or racial harmony, or equality and diversity. That's 9. The advancement of environmental protection or improvement. That's 10. The relief of those in need by reason of youth, age, ill health, disability, financial hardship, or other disadvantage. That's 11. The advancement of animal welfare. That's 12. Are we missing one? Let me know. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Showing me 14. There's ones including the armed forces. Fair enough. Which I never learned about. Okay. The advancement of religion. So, I need to come back to that one. The promotion of the efficiency of the armed forces of the crown, or of the efficiency of the police, fire and rescue services, or ambulance services. So if there's a Rastafarian charity, well, if there's a Rastafarian organization, they could apply for charity status. Or does it have to be... Well, it says religion. That... I need to research this. That could be interesting. Very interesting. I don't like that they have arts, culture, heritage, and all of that as one thing either, by the way. Because too many times, the money goes to the arts or the sciences, and the kind of culture part, not so much. Possibly for faith-based groups and organizations, because otherwise it would be decriminalization. If so many Christian churches can be funded, so can Rastafarian and Pan-African. This is what I'm thinking. But we got kind of... It's got to be researched properly and appropriately to see where, you know. But I see they want to cut they want to cut funding in the arts, which makes no sense, as the arts brings in so much money to this country. Ugh. So, man. In fact, they should be investing in a time like this. In all these years, they're seeing people like win their Oscars and stuff. Like, isn't it time now you admitted that the myth of black people can't do this, they can't do, that's gone now. Like, invest money and make money from it. Make it an actual business. The business of show, but make it, you know, invest in the black communities, because that's where all of the accolades are coming from, really and truly. You had Steve McQueen, who went and did bits. Daniel Kaluuya's now doing bits. Like, come on. And that's just on the film side. Labyrinth won an, was that Emmy or Golden Globe or whatever it was for the soundtrack he did. Like, anyway. The arts is underfunded, I think. People see it as a luxury and something that will be funded by wealthy people. Nah. Some sections of the arts have that. But even then, when the pandemic came about, you noticed how many of them were like, oh, we're not going to survive this. Even cinema, which is a big industry, was like, yeah, we can't hack this. It's not my opinion, but the public perception might have something to do with it, for sure. For sure. I feel you on that. I was born by the river. Right, let's move on to something else. But that was very interesting and insightful. Thank you, because that's going to give me some stuff to go and look at separately.